Right now at 4, high school on lockdown. How police sprang into action after someone called claiming there were guns inside the school. Plus, rabies hazard. Niagara County health leaders want you to know the risks if you came into contact with a baby raccoon at a Lockport bar. And a warning for drivers. There's a blind zone in front of your car you might not know about. How kids could be at risk and what you can do to keep them safe.
From the station with the most local news, this is News 4 at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us. In your Top 4 at 4, we're following a developing story out of Buffalo. McKinley High School went into lockdown after there was a report of a student having a gun inside the school. This afternoon, we do know there is no threat to students or staff. Now, a spokesperson for Buffalo Schools says a call was made this afternoon claiming that there was a gun here. The school went into an immediate lockdown as a precaution. Police conducted a search here and did not find any weapons inside. They believe the call may have been made from inside the building and is considered to be a false report. We're told the investigation into the situation is ongoing this afternoon. Well, we're also hearing from Niagara County health leaders this afternoon after someone brought a baby raccoon into a bar here in Lockport. We're told the baby was one of 13 found on Donner Road in the town of Pendleton. Each of the raccoons had to be euthanized to be tested for rabies, and each tested negative. But a 13th baby raccoon was found dead and could not be tested. So now the health department is asking anyone who was in the bar that night to come forward to be tested.
We'll talk with them about to determine what their risk was. You know, you have scratches on your hands, you have sores on your hands. Just petting it can cause that to be a problem because rabies can be transmitted by the saliva of the animal that has rabies.
Well, if you think you may have come in contact with this baby raccoon that night, you should call the health department at the number you see here, 439-7444. In the meantime, Buffalo police have made an arrest in a shooting that took place on Sunday. This man, 24-year-old Warren Meredith, is charged with attempted murder and assault. The shooting happened near Carlton and Rose Streets. Police say the 35-year-old victim is still at ECMC with serious injuries. Meredith was taken into custody yesterday in Tonawanda. Well, the Wallendas are preparing to mark a major milestone. Irindira Wallenda will perform a stunt to celebrate 5 years since her husband, Nick Wallenda, walked over Niagara Falls. In less than a week, she'll perform a stunt of her own, hanging by her teeth from a helicopter over Horseshoe Falls, trying to set a world record. The stunt will happen next Thursday after 8 in the morning. Our Rachel Monjovi will bring us a live report on how you can be a part of this event that's coming up next on News 4 at 5. Well, it certainly is a beautiful day to head to Niagara Falls this afternoon. Taking a live look over the falls right now. A beautiful shot here. The sun is out. Lots of sun throughout the day as we kick off your weekend. For meteorologist Andrew Beglini is tracking some summer-like temperatures, but potentially a chance for showers too. He joins us with a first look at your forecast. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Marissa. Yeah, we do have a few showers to get through tonight. It's primarily going to be well south of Buffalo, and not everyone getting hit with these by any means. In fact, most of us looking forward to a dry start to your weekend, and for the most part we can get by without the umbrellas. We'll time that out and take a look at the models in just a moment, though. We had a lot of sunshine, and that did a good job of warming things up, but if you've had scratchy eyes and been sneezing a lot, well, no wonder. We have high levels, very high levels of tree and grass pollen. It is quite full in the air right now, so that will likely continue as we head through the upcoming weekend. Satellite and radar showing a few showers up across Lake Ontario right now. None of these falling in western New York yet, but a couple of showers could clip Niagara and Orleans counties, and maybe even a shower around the metro in a few hours from now. We also have a little bit of activity firing up down close to Pennsylvania, but the bulk of this precipitation still back off to the west near Cleveland, and these showers will primarily move around the southern tier into Pennsylvania late tonight, mainly in the overnight hours. And here's how that shows up in the hour-by-hour forecast. Again, chance of a shower, maybe even a stray rumble of thunder around the Niagara frontier, but for the most part, we'll stay dry through this evening, and then some rain moving through the southern tier and northern tier of Pennsylvania overnight. These will clear out by Saturday morning. A few morning clouds breaking for plenty of sunshine getting into the afternoon. Temperatures outside have warmed up considerably away from that lake breeze. Immediate downtown Buffalo being kept a little bit more comfortable. Temperatures will be staying in the mid-upper 50s and low low 60s, with again just a few very spotty showers, mainly south of Buffalo. Coming up in my full forewarned forecast, we'll look ahead to the weekend, all the events going on, and when we'll see the 80s.
Okay, Andrew, we'll check back in with you very shortly. Thank you. And hey, remember, you can get the forecast anytime in 2 easy ways. You can download our free Forewarned Weather app. You can also log on to WIVB.com for your latest forecast. Well, turning now to your top stories across the nation this afternoon. Tensions are growing in Tulsa, Oklahoma, after a police officer and 2 deputies shot and killed a man. Now, the shooting happened outside a convenience store just this morning. Tulsa County deputies were at a home nearby serving a civil pickup order to transport a man to a mental health facility. Police describe what happened next.
At some point, this individual gets mobile, he's walking, he's armed with 2 knives. It comes down to this location. At some point, the officer as well as the deputies used deadly force and fired on the subject.
Well, a crowd gathered at the store minutes after the shooting happened, shouting at police. Now, Tulsa is still reeling from a deadly officer-involved shooting that happened last September involving Terrence Crutcher and Officer Betty Jo Shelby. She was found not guilty of first-degree manslaughter just last month. And this Monday marks exactly 1 year since the deadliest mass shooting in American history. 49 people were killed in the attack at Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. 1 year later, survivors and families of the victims are still struggling to make sense of what happened. 21-year-old Milan DeMarco was inside Pulse when the shooting happened. Now, he survived, but says it's still hard to believe what happened.
This happened to me for a reason.
A reason? You believe that?
Yeah. I absolutely do.
Do you know what the reason is?
Absolutely not. I'm not supposed to yet.
Well, the city has planned a day of tributes, including a ceremony of remembrance outside of the nightclub.
And now denies the motion for a request for a directed verdict, both as to the indictment charging involuntary manslaughter and the companion indictment of the youthful offender status.
Well, a judge has denied a motion to dismiss the case against a teen charged in her own boyfriend's suicide. Now, 18-year-old Conrad Roy died from carbon monoxide poisoning shortly before he received text messages from his girlfriend, Michelle Carter, telling him to do it. Now, videos are surfacing that Roy made before his death. Aaron Morardi has a closer look now at this new evidence in the case.